Now we come to the account of 3 more plagues: sickness upon the animals, sore boils, and hail. Can you remember the previous plagues? Yes? The river turned to blood, frogs, lice, and flies. Again, God warns Pharaoh before the plague upon the cattle comes. A very grievous murrain. A terrible disease is going to come upon the horses, the asses, that is the donkeys, the camels, the oxen, and the sheep. That is on those of the Egyptians. God told Pharaoh that while all of Pharaoh's cattle would die, none of the Israelites' animals would. And when it comes to pass, Pharaoh even sends to check the Israelites' animals, and they're all fine. Yet Pharaoh still hardens his heart. God would have stopped the plagues if Pharaoh had submitted himself. But no, Pharaoh will not. Then comes the boils, painful, pus-filled sores on your skin. They were upon man and beast. Even Pharaoh's magicians had to suffer with these. Here was a plague that came and tormented the people themselves. So far, the rest of the plagues had really been outside of them. Yes, the lice may have bitten them, a little bit, and the flies may have troubled them, and it wasn't nice to have frogs in their kneading troughs. But here was a plague that actually hurt them in their own skin. You remember Job, when he was troubled by Satan, how he suffered from boils, and he could not get relief from it. He had to sit down and try and scratch himself with a potsherd. It was a horrible, horrible thing. And so this plague was on all the people of Egypt. Then God sends Moses again to Pharaoh, asking him to let the people go to serve him in the wilderness, and warns him again that if he does not obey, a very grievous hail will come. He tells Pharaoh to call his servants and animals in from the field, because if the hail comes on them, it will be so bad that they will die. Nothing had ever happened like this before. And we're told that while Pharaoh did not fear God, there were those among his servants that did. He that feared the word of the Lord among the servants of Pharaoh made his servants and his cattle flee into the houses. And he that regarded not the word of the Lord left his servants and his cattle in the field. Now Pharaoh, when he sees God's mighty power, is terrified. Thunderings, fire, and hail. He promised to let the people go, but he's lying. He only wants the hail and thunder to stop. Even though he said, I have sinned this time, the Lord is righteous, I and my people are wicked. We're told that once God had removed the hail, he sinned yet more, and hardened his heart and his servants. And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, neither would he let the children of Israel go, as the Lord had spoken by Moses. This is the way a lot of people behave. They want God's help, but they don't want to obey him. They are sorry when things go wrong and they know it's their fault, but they don't change. They don't truly repent and turn away from their sin and turn to God's ways. Is this the way you are? You know, just like with Pharaoh here, God has warned us that there is wrath and punishment coming for those that are disobedient. And while he is very gracious and warns repeatedly, there will come a day when it will be too late to repent. Like the flood in Noah's day, God warned the people through Noah, but there was a day that the flood came, and it was too late then to repent. Have you hardened your heart like Pharaoh, or is it tender like Josiah?